Okay. Hello, everybody. My name is Big John, and I'm going to be doing the weekly chart analysis. This is something I do for the VIPs. I do this every single Sunday at 6 p.m. And we basically go over all of the pairs that we're going to be looking at for the week ahead. And any trades I'll be looking at personally myself, I will be explaining why I'm taking those trades and basically just going through a follow-up of those types of pairs. So recently you have seen on Discord, I have released here the 5-minute Trinity alert. So that means for people that want to be scalping, and these will be based on pairs. Sorry, not there. My bad, here. And that will be based on these pairs that are listed here. So it's US 30, SPX, NAS 100, German 30, which sometimes is called DE40, I believe, as well. Gold, silver, US oil. So yes, there will be oil on there. BTC, Euro USD, and GBP JPY. I've only picked those selected pairs because, of course, it's going to be 5-minute alerts, and there's going to be a lot of alerts coming through. So, of course, we don't want to get a lot of alerts with so many pairs. It would just be absolutely ridiculous. So hopefully that will be enough for people to be able to scalp with. These are kind of what people have told me they trade. Mostly is gold and like the free indices there. With GBP JPY, I would say. So yeah, again, this is a one-time fee. It does not come with the VIP service. A lot of people have been asking me that, but it does actually cost me to run the Trinity service that we are currently using. It costs me to put it on a server for everybody. It's costing me monthly to actually run that server, but I'm not charging people monthly for the service. It's still a one-time fee. So if you do want to get access to this group as well, it's just a one-time fee and you can get yourself signed up for that. Again, you won't be paying for it after you pay for it once. So it's like less than £1 a day for the month. So what else is there? Yes, every other service is still running as well. Even if there's any quiet periods, you can always message me and find out if there's anything going on with the service or any problems, or if it's, whatever it's doing. But every service is still running basically at the moment. So if you are here as well, just head over to that video when you get a chance and give it a like for me, please. A comment would be nice as well. Help me with the YouTube algorithm, trying to get myself boosted and just trying to do little bits of different content on YouTube as well, see what people like. I can't always do the same thing if people don't want to, if they want to see different things. So trying to mix it up a bit, All right, let's get straight into it. So basically, I trade a very simple strategy, which is based on a daily time frame. I look for price to be based. It's the daily, weekly, monthly time frame. Sorry, I do use the daily as a pinpointed range. I have shown this on YouTube before, and it's very, very simple. It's just basically a break and retest strategy, and I just wait for price action to be high or low on the daily time frame. I have shown people as well you can use a Fibonacci to figure out if it's high or low. I have a Fibonacci here on the chart, which I'm just using to just identify whether price is high or low on the daily time frame. And again, I will be looking in correlation to see if it's on the weekly or monthly. I've already gone through it before this Zoom call, so I don't need to kind of go through it again, so it's not too long in terms of seeing what pairs are where. But if I do go into a little breakdown on the pair, of course, I'll go into other time frames as well at the same time. Let's see if we've got anything there. We ain't got nothing there. Nope. It doesn't let me see the chat. It's really strange that it does that. I've got to minimize the screen to see the chat. Very weird. Okay, cool. Anyway. So first and foremost, it's a very shaky market this week. They did a lot of moves, I was saying one direction, then reversed them last week as well. So this week we're seeing a lot of turnarounds on these pairs that have been trending for the last month and a half and things like that as well. Of course, it being, pretty much the week before Christmas, or Christmas week, shall I say, because Christmas falls on a Sunday. It's going to be very awkward in these markets to trade. I don't know whether they're going to do big pushes and then not do anything because Christmas is on a Sunday, so it shouldn't really affect it. Maybe the market starts up again on Tuesday because Boxing Day will be Monday, if I'm right. Yeah. So yeah, we just have to see kind of how it plays out. But of course, I'll still do the analysis. So when we're looking at AUD CAD, it's actually broken structure on the daily time frame. And this is what I look at: breaks of structure in the market. I have made a whole 30-minute course video explaining breaks of structure going from the 15-minute all the way up to the daily think I even went up to the weekly and monthly, etc. time frame. But yes, I look for breaks of structure on the time frames I'm looking at, which is daily, weekly, monthly, and we can see it's at a high. It's done a breakout on the daily, so we will be looking at a continuation of a sell on this pair. Again, I am very skeptical of these pairs because a lot of them are in a weekly uptrend now, and they haven't done too much on the weekly time frame as well. As we can see, price action here is only on the 0.618, so it can actually pull back to it can actually still pull back down towards this area here if it wants to, or if not, it might continue to go all the way up, because this isn't exactly the biggest pullback. Again, it's rejected off the 50% on the weekly time frame, so this could be where it's just stopping now and buying up. So what we're seeing here on the daily time frame could be a breakout. Doesn't mean we can't take the trade. It just means we're aware of that, and you will lower your risk because the setup isn't an A1 setup or A-star setup, whatever you want to call it. It isn't basically your top grade setup. So right now I can see that there is an imbalance here on the daily time frame, which price action might go and clear. And if it does clear, I've already marked out the levels over here and here. This is what I do for the VIP students. So in the Zoom call, they can see this. So the levels already marked out here. If they do request for a chart during the week, I can just literally send them this chart again. Or of course, if it comes out as a trade in any of the Telegram group services that you get in a one-time fee group, it would just be put out there. So I'm expecting price action to go back towards this area here and looking for a 15-minute Trinity alert for a continuation of a sell. This is a huge daily engulfing candle, which is a candlestick pattern for a trigger of a sell. So yes, again, if it does go back towards this level, clear some of this imbalance, we could be seeing a continuation of a sell back down to this level over here. So that's that one there. So I'm looking at sell. So this one's tagged with a light blue pair. I actually go through 28 pairs or 26, whichever, majors, minors, basically, and I trade all of them because I swing trade. So it just makes it a little bit easier for me. Okay, AUD Swiss franc actually broke structure. We were looking at buy continuations for price action to go back towards this level here and clear the imbalance. There was a tiny imbalance between here and here. So we was looking for price action to do that, but of course their decision was to sell the XCHF pairs, so that's absolutely fine. And they have broken weekly structure here to push price action back down. It also broke the low here, meaning that price action is no longer valid to hold for a buy trade, so it's only sells. But this has gone back to a purple tag for me, saying I'm going to be waiting for it to do another breakout to look for my breakout and my retest for my continuation of a buy. So I'm not too fussed about that pair right now. AUD JPY was one of the pairs we was looking at selling. I did want price action to take I did want them to take price action all the way up towards this level here to look for a continuation of a sell, but it seems like they went towards this level over here and then did manage to sell price. But it was something we was looking at having a sell trade on. Anything that's marked out as red, we would have been looking at as a opportunity, or light blue, and this was light blue. I just changed it to red this week, meaning that it can continue to sell. My reason for saying it can continue to sell is because it hasn't swept all the lows down here. And we can see that there's still a wick down here. So it still hasn't swept the lows down here, basically. So it might just continue to sell. If anybody wants to look for any sells on these red tagged pairs, wait for price action to be at the daily highs or the daily lows, and then look for a Trinity alert, I would say there, because at least then you know it's extended a good amount in the day to say that, you know, it might reverse from this point, but it's not considered a neo trade setup. This would just be like a continuation of this sell. This would have been the neo trade setup from here, but again, it just sold from there. So yeah, that is that one there. When we go to, I do not trade AED New Zealand. I tell people all the time, its ADR range, which is average daily range, is very small. So you're not going to see big moves in this pair. And what it tends to do, AED New Zealand, as you can see here, is that once it finds a trend, it's very hard for it to reverse and go the other way. So I do tell people a lot of the time, this pair is the type of pair that if you've got a lot of money and you're not really someone that wants to be trading too often, you could put your money in a pair like AED New Zealand and then just enter the trend that you can see, and you'll more than likely be successful or profitable in this trade. So let's say you had $1 million and you could just put a 1.0 lot size. You would have found somewhere here and said, you know, here. So, okay, when this pulls back towards where this last lower high was formed, I'm going to have a pending order for a sell here, maybe have a big enough stop loss, obviously $1 million I'm talking about. And then you just leave your 1.0 or your whatever, your 10.0 in this trade, and you let it run. So it's a very good trade pair to hold long-term trades in. It's something like that. So, but I don't trade it anyway because, again, it trends forever. and you won't get what you need from it. Let me just see if there's anyone chatting. Let me do this. Give me a sec. Okay, nope. Let's just go back here. Cool. Okay, AUD USD. So the USDs look a bit funny to me at the moment. Like I'm going to show you through the course of them. Some of them are actually bearish at the moment, and some of them are actually bullish. So it's still getting very tricky for me. These are the levels I marked out from last week's areas of interest that was looking for continuations of buys before they became bullish. So sorry, before they became bearish. Right now it might still go towards these areas and look for a continuation of a buy. And if you can see here, there's the 50 and the 6.1 there's the 0.618. So price action can go into this level around here and do a continuation of a buy back up. It has broken structure here. It's indicating that a downtrend is formed, and there's an imbalance right over here. So let me zoom in so you can see it better. There's an imbalance right over here between here and here. So price action might actually just go here, buy up, clear this imbalance. And these are the levels of sells you'd be looking to take it back down towards. For me, I'm a bit sketchy of these pairs, but if it does pull back towards this level, more than anything, it'll be a signal trade. I don't know if I'll trade it myself. So I'm not looking to go too crazy in the market this week unless it's a very, very certified setup, pretty much a neo trade. If it's not a neo trade, I'm not taking it. Right now, this might be a signal setup, and it'll be a signal setup if I see it buying all the way up, like from here, goes towards one of these two levels here that I've marked out. Again, you can see they're marked out over here on the right for levels of, so people can know. And then I'll be waiting for a Trinity alert, and I'll just probably give it out as a signal if it wins or it loses. Again, like I said, I've already explained, I'm not too sure on these pairs, but I'm not going to not give out a trade setup if it appears, you know, but this won't be an A class setup. Like I said, this might be like a B or a C. So if you want to understand what I mean by A or B setups, I refer to it in my last video that I did drop. There's a whole bit where it says risk management, and it shows you like there's criteria for what an A to C setup is if you're not aware of that already from other videos on YouTube. So that's what I'm expecting on that. So that's AUD USD. I'm expecting it could either buy also, it could go down a little bit buy, and then it could go down and sell. CAD CHF, I'm not interested in because it's gone all the way back down to the low. It broke a weekly structure. I made a video on weekly structure breaks, and it's still been trending from its weekly structure break. So this is how important break of structures on a weekly time frame can be as well. When I did make that video, again, very key video, but when I make these types of key videos, people don't watch it. They only want to really watch videos where I'm telling people how to make money fast. I know, you know, it's the way of the world, but in the end of the day, there's a lot of information in all of the videos that I do post. And yeah, you can see how big this move actually was. Just simply catching the Trinity alert from here to here was a 350 pip trade. If you were swing trading it, if you're scalping it, you could have got 100 pips off of it and so on, just on the fact that it broke a weekly low. So you've got to pay attention to these things as well when you're trading. Don't always think that the smaller time frames are, you know, the only thing you can do. If you pay attention to the higher time frame on the pair you're looking at, you might find something very golden for yourself. Okay, CAD JPY, again, it's at the low right now, so it's still purple for me. I'll be waiting for it to buy back up, but I do know the JPYs might still be going bearish. There's some liquidity down towards this side, plus there's this huge area here. So if I go to like a weekly time frame, you see what I'm saying? So on the weekly, you can see they still probably want to clear all of this. There's so much imbalance towards this area here. Let's go to a monthly time frame, see what we see. Yeah, so basically here, so this whole area between here and here, they could actually be going down towards, you can see right now they're going down to clear this wick here. So it might not find the support until like this area here. So for now, I'm not really interested in this pair, but again, it's got to do a huge buy up, break, retest before I even look at it anyway on the daily time frame. So not really too interested on that. This one's gone as an orange markup. It was actually something we was looking to sell, but this buy here was a huge fake out. So if it never did this buy all the way up towards this level here, which I did have it marked out, to be fair, you can see I actually had it marked out to this exact area in the VIP group, and there was actually a Trinity alert that did appear like here for a sell. But what actually happened is that now it did this, it started to break structure back to the upside, which was here. So what it did is it started to make this trade go bullish again, and as we can see, this is a huge bullish trend. So because it did that kind of double fake out one day after the other, it kind of did mess it up. But the original idea of the sell trade coming from these areas, look, I marked it out here and here again. Like I said, this is what I do every Sunday for the VIPs now, mark out areas of interest where the market could reverse on any given pair. And yeah, hit this area to the T. M15 Trinity alert was like here. That came through on Telegram, and then yeah, there you go. There was the sell on that trade. So right now it's orange because I'm like, I don't really know what it's going to do from here. If you're not in that sell already, then you probably got to wait a bit for a new setup to appear. So it's orange in, which means that it's inconsistent for me. I'm not really interested in it. US dollar index is on the low, so we got the other pairs selling, and this is obviously on the low, buying back up. We have got a daily break of structure area here, so unless this does a breakout and a retest, then realistically it's still telling me that those pairs could be buying if this one is if this one's buying this pair, sorry, if this pair doesn't do a breakout and a retest and decides to continue to sell, then of course they will continue to buy. That's like Euro USD, AUD USD, etc. So, and GU. So just waiting to see what happens, really. Like I said, it's all kind of just being a bit patient with those major currency pairs at the moment and seeing how it plays out. But this one hasn't broke structure, although some of the others have. So again, very inconsistent with how they're looking. They're not looking perfect right now. Ethereum, US dollar, again, I've gone over these ones over like a period of time, and it's best to just look at the higher time frames for these types of setups, which is like the weekly chart. And again, it's just kind of lingering. There's a court case going on with some crypto firms and all this at the moment. People are saying a lot of scarcity. There's a lot of scarcity in crypto, but I'm going to keep telling people that people with like $100,000, those are the people that are going to make money in the next 5 to 10 years with these cryptos, Ethereum, Bitcoin, and that. The reason why I say it's because they're going to be able to diversify their portfolio without it hindering their investments in other avenues, basically. So they would say to themselves, okay, I'm willing to put 15, 20,000 in crypto, and that let's say 10,000 they put in Ethereum and Bitcoin. That could now turn into 10x. It could turn into 20x if it does a huge buy. But of course, those are the people that are going to make money in it. If you don't have that type of money, you're not really going to make money if you put like $100, or if you put 1,000, you could end up making like 20K if you're lucky. Do you get what I'm saying? But again, if you're not putting lump sums of money into this, you're not going to make money. And it's one of those things, you've just got to let it do what it does. Business is not always going to be booming at all times, especially if you're a long-term investor, like a stock investor in like the S&P, people like that. These are 5, 10-year, 15-year plans. So people with that type of mentality are the people that are going to make money in Ethereum and Bitcoin. And again, if we go over to the monthly time frame, the gem, is it the monthly? No, it's like the 3-month time frame. Can you go into 3-month? Can I do it? Yeah, there you go. So cryptos love to chase wicks, as you can see here. I've taught you before. I can see the massive wick here. So it's left a huge wick here. So at some point, it's got to clear this. So whenever they sort out whatever they're going through right now, it's going to do a huge buy and clear this wick. I just want it to be stated. It's on YouTube. Big John has said it. It's going to go and clear that. And this is the same on Bitcoin. So this is why I'm saying that people with huge, big money that invest big money into this, it's going to go all the way up to here. And I believe it's going to go further. I think this is going to go to 100K. And then it's not, sorry, 100K. This is going to go to 10K, sorry. And Bitcoin's going to go to 100K. Or at least 7.5 and 7.5 in the other. So we'll see how it goes anyway. Daily chart. Let's go here. Euro AUD. Yeah, Euro AUD is a purple tag because it broke its highs. It was giving some nice sells in November, and these are the sells that we were catching basically, and now it's broke out finally. So boom, now it's a reset, and here is the next structural break level. So we're just waiting for that. Like I said, very patient strategy. We don't overdo it. Euro CAD, it never came back down ever since it broke this level from here. Just kept trending all the way up. Madness. This was actually a Neo trade setup from here. And this is why it was funny, because when it did this Neo trade setup here, it tried to fake everybody out. I remember this day specifically, and it did like a 150 pip drop. Yeah. All the way down to this level. And this was it this one here? Yeah, it was this one here. Yeah. And this was a problem because it was so weird. It did it in the night on a Sunday. I remember it did it. Was it Sunday? I'm sure it was. Where was it? It was a Sunday. So it couldn't be this one. Was it this one? Oh, it could have been this one here. No, I don't think it was this one. It was this one. Sure, it was this one. It was one of these days. It was a Sunday. Sunday going into a Monday. Yeah, it was. There you go. See, Monday. Yeah. It was a Sunday going into a Monday. And it did like a weird drop in Asian session. Massive drop, like almost 200 pip drop. And then it brought up straight away, basically. And if you go to the 4-hour chart, you see what I'm saying. And it's funny that they did that because they knew the order that they were going to push into this pair. So you can see it here. There you go. just so you can see I'm not lying, people. And this is what you call manipulation at its finest. So look at this massive grab they did all the way down here, and with the next candle, boom, they just ricocheted it and took it all the way back up. So it was a very simple like supply demand setup. To be fair, there was like a demand zone here basically, and they just went to go retouch it. So there you go. This is a classic long-term neo trading setup, and this is why I trade my swing trades, because at some points they give you trades like this. Of course, they're not going to give it to you every single week, but at some point they give you trades like this, and this is almost a 2,000 pip trade from here now. So it's a 1,500 pip trade in like 2 months. Of course, I know you're not going to hold a trade for 2 months at every given time, but even if you did, you was able to at least hold this for 1,000 pips when it did buy up. And if you are a big long-term investor, yeah, you can hold it for that long. And that's what I aim to do with my years of going into Forex. I'm not going to be just holding trades for 1 week. Once I have, you know, multiple accounts with 50K, 100K, all this type of stuff, I definitely will have an account that's got like 50K in there. I'll put a 1.0 or 0.50 and hold it, man. Why not? If all of my data, that's all I'm doing right now. Right now, I'm a super data analyst collector. If all of my data shows me that these trades do this, and this is why I do this repetition of what I'm doing, then of course I'm going to be holding my trade for 2 months if I have to. And if it's going to make me X amount of money, I'll be happy with that. If I can make 15K holding a, you know, 1.0, 2.0, sorry, or 0.50, I'll hold it. It's no problem. I'll hold that trade, man. So, okay, so that's that one there anyway. So it's broke the high, but fantastic buy trade. Look at that. Woof, look at that. Look at that. It literally just did in a whole year, just did a whole semicircle. So this is what you won't see sometimes. And this is a massive W pattern, probably on a weekly time frame. Let's go see that. Yeah, so it's pretty much like a W on a weekly time frame. Yeah, it just does that sometimes. So anyway, let's move on. So we've got a few pairs to check. I do not trade Euro CHF, same reason as AUD New Zealand. ADR is too small in this pair, so I don't trust it. Another thing as well, the Swiss franc cross is very weird as well. Swiss franc here can move with a lot of different high impact news events, so you have to be careful with trading Swiss franc pairs. It doesn't matter, like Euro news, it will move with GBP news, USD news. I've seen it move with all of the pairs, and obviously Swiss franc news as well. So yeah, it's a bit funny. So yeah, that's Euro Swiss franc. Same as Euro GBP. ADR is too small, so I don't really trade it. It's very limited times I do trade this pair, basically. Not all the time do I trade it. So very limited when I trade this pair. But it's left a huge liquidity here that it could be going back up for now if it decides to buy. Euro JPY, we caught a fantastic trade on this on Friday. This was actually a signal trade. So just give me a second here. Give me a second, people. Give me a second. No, it was actually, yeah, it was a Neo trade setup. So yeah, just to show people. And just to prove people here, so anybody that is watching this on YouTube, you can see right here, Euro JPY. Yeah, so there was even GBP New Zealand. We'll go over that after. But Euro JPY, you can see here, sell trade. It was going into its target area. This was before the trade actually did its sell. This is exactly what I'm talking about, where I mark it out like this. So I'm trying to make it easier and easier every week for the VIPs, the one-time fee users, to be able to catch these type of trade setups when I'm giving them out. And there you go. That was a trade there. And then I told people to get into the trade here. You can see I marked out the zone here. Boom, rejection zone. I gave it a 65 pip stop loss here, but it was shorter with the Trinity alert. I do believe it was short. I think it pulled back up. It was a bit shorter. And there we go. So yeah, there was the trade. So I thought it could have been there. And then now, yeah, so I was just monitoring the trade for the traders as well, just so you can see what I do in the VIP. So I drew the imbalance for them in the middle of the night. That's what I'm saying. People don't see this stuff. Remember, it's a one-time fee, but I'm still here, even though this is not signal service, like in terms of a monthly payment. But I'm still here, you know, 1 a.m. in the morning, drawing imbalances, saying, yeah, guys, watch out for this and stuff like that. It's the type of passion I have for Forex, you know, and stuff like that. So yeah, I just told them to watch out for that. I said it's either gonna clear that imbalance or use it as a support level. Sometimes imbalance in FVGs, they can use them as like supply demand zone, so they might buy off of it basically, or sell off of that zone. So lucky enough they broke it, and there you go, you see they broke the imbalance there, and this was the trade there. So yeah, beautiful trade setup. Let's go back to the charts. Let's go back to the chart. Share. So yeah, beautiful trade setup. So now, again, like I said, it's red tag. So only look for daily highs and lows and Trinity re-entries. Anybody that does sign up to the 5-minute alerts, again, you could be using that on the highs for continuations of sell. So every time it goes to a daily high, look for a 5-minute sell on that. Or even if you got the 15-minute ones, you can do that if you want to. Euro New Zealand, again, perfect. Look at this, right in the target zone. Boom, boom, boom. So it was already down here the previous week, and then I was looking for this area here as it was a level of resistance. This is why I marked out these levels, just so people can get an understanding that I don't just trade things for no reason. You can see right here, there was a level I drew out for everyone, and this is why it's good to be in these Zoom calls, so you can get much better understanding if I give you a trade call out. And there was a rejection level here as well, and what did it do? It just went straight back to this rejection level, boom, used a fake out and started to sell back down. So it was a nice trade, Euro New Zealand. Again, wait for it to get to daily highs and lows and look for a daily high and look for a continuation of a sell with a Trinity alert this week. Euro USD has not broken daily structure. It's here, so it hasn't broken its market structure to indicate any type of shift of sentiment in the market right now. So yeah, we're just waiting for price action to do what it's doing. This is why I said that some have broken it. Like AU did break it. This one hasn't broken it. We can see Dixie is kind of lingering and hasn't broken it. So again, I'm not 100% sure on what these USDs are trying to do right now. It's more, pardon me, about seeing market structure form over the period of the week. So yeah, we just got to kind of do that. So bear with me. Yeah, so just trying to think. Right now, you'd still technically be looking for buys in Euro USD. And as you can see, I've marked out this level here. So by now, you'll be aware of the levels I've marked out of interest. If it does obviously break this level and goes to this level, unless if the daily candle closes through this level, this BOS level, then it's starting to indicate a possible trend shift. If it doesn't, it might just wick all the way down and go, impulse down and wick all the way back up. We just have to see what it does. Again, paying attention during the course of the week to what's happening to these pairs. Eurozar, we don't trade that. GBP order is still in the uptrend right now, a bit of consolidation, so not really concerned. Purple tag. GBP CAD, same thing, not concerned. GBP CHF, this was a pagan pair. I did do a breakdown and explain this in the red pills and the hypergrowth account. It was our biggest loser on the hypergrowth accounts. Some parts was my fault. I'm not going to say it wasn't my fault. You know, of course, I'm still a human being. I'm going to be susceptible to errors, just like any one of us traders. And what I did was that, first and foremost, I shouldn't have been trading until it got to around this region here. There was no need for me. I was trying to catch the sells from here. I was, getting a bit desperate, trying to catch it here. Didn't really, this was one of the days I tried to catch it. I think it was here or here, one of them, and it wasn't the best sells anyway. Now, a better area would have been obviously this area here. As we can see, it was this rejection, and we didn't get a Trinity alert until here anyway, which this was when I did get in the sell and made money off of it. Now, when I did make my money back off of it, I got greedy because of the losses I took when I was going up. So instead of me just closing out my trade there and being done with it, I tried to re-enter here, and then obviously what happened, I realized, and this is why it was one of my red flags to have now, is that when I'm waiting for a trade setup to happen, like a swing trade, this is for everybody to know, or it could even be a day trade or something like that in terms of a trade that might go on for 1 or 2 days. Yeah. If you see that it's about to start a new month, yeah, get out of that trade. Don't hold that trade. Sorry, just bear with me 1 second, people. Just bear with me 1 second. Yeah, so if you do see a new month beginning to happen and you're in a trade or you're looking to take a trade setup on that day or the next day, don't do it because they can just do whatever. And you have to remember, obviously, if a new month is starting, that's going into NFP week. So whatever you thought you were seeing in the market previously, NFP week can now just come and reverse that. It can either benefit you or reverse it. But more times they can end up reversing whatever you did see as a technical analysis. So be very careful of that. And that's become a red flag, like on my list of red flag confluences or things to watch out for, whatever you want to say. That's one of them. So that's why I believe I lost this trade here after. So it was basically break even when this one came. So basically I was back in my losses. Then when it did go up to this level here, obviously you can see I marked out these levels from before, and this was the highest level of where the sell originally started to happen from, where we was taking our sell entries based on the fact that it came down from this top bit here. I did re-enter this trade from this area because obviously it was a level of interest. So you could easily look at the level of interest like this and say, look, if price action goes anywhere within this zone here, I'll just zoom in for you so you can see it a bit better. You can see it wicked out here, but there's still a body of a candle here. So I said, if price action goes to fill any of this area here, then I'm looking for a trade. It did, and then I got a Trinity alert. I think there was one here, 15-minute. And then what happened, price action pulled back to it and created another one here. But I had a pending order right on the high of that Trinity alert, basically, as I explained in one of my previous VIP Zooms. And yeah, it triggered it with a little bit of a stop loss higher. And then, of course, it went down. So I managed to make money on this trade again on my personal account now. So this one wasn't an account for everyone else, because the funny thing, and this is where people can mess up your trading for you, and I'll be absolutely honest, 4 people messaged me about this trade, especially the fact it was the biggest loser on the Hypergrowth account, and they were questioning my trading based on this. So just on the fact of that, I never took that trade on those accounts again because I just didn't want to hear it from people. I'll be honest with you. But I don't have to hear anything from anyone else on my own personal account. So I took the trade on my personal account, and guess what? This time it was a winner, and it was a big enough winner for me to make my money back. So it was kind of one of those things where it's like, you can see how now I've got to a point where I'm just like, listen, I'm not going to try and over explain what I'm doing here. It's just, you got to believe what I'm saying if you do believe in what I'm saying or not. I can't force anyone to believe that, you know, this is a viable trading strategy. Basically, trading is always going to be trading, and you're going to win, you're going to lose. It doesn't matter how good you are. It doesn't matter what you think it is. Don't overthink it. Figure out something that works for you and just trade, man. Just trade. That's what I always tell people. Just trade. It's that simple. Like, and that's what happened. Like I said, it did what it did. It never broke its high, and it started to sell. And then there you go. If I was so wrong, everyone, why did it do this massive sell here? So from here to here, this was a 300 pip sell, and this is what I was trying to catch all throughout this time, basically. So again, that's what will happen, and this is what happened here. This one here, I never managed to catch this one. I actually closed my trade at this point, so I was like, I'm fed up with this pair. I just don't know what he's trying to do. And then eventually it just did one more. So this is what you call a very stubborn neo trade setup, and you can get this sometimes. And what happens when this happens is people get very like they get switched off, turned off from what you're trying to teach or what you're trying to say. But again, this is trading. If they want to use news to go clear all of this previous liquidity here, whatever it is, they're going to do that. So I just thought it'd be a good example to use so people can see that not everything's a perfect trade. You're going to get some trade setups that is your strategy, but it does this and then gives you your move. So you just always got to bear that in mind, people. So again, you're looking for continuations of sells on that previous pair. Wait for it to get to a previous day's high, and then look for your sell on that. GBP JPY. Yeah, this was a fantastic trade. This was a trade that was given out as well in the Signal chat this week. Just give me a second. Let me go here just so people can see that. Oh, okay, share. There we go. GBP JPY right here. You can see before the trade came, boom, there you go. There was the area of interest that I was telling people. I just drew another one up for them to show them at the time because I marked it all out myself. And then that's what I said, it broke the first area, and now it's looking like it's going into a second area. So this could be a very good trade setup if it does. Told them that there was high impact news, which was the Bank of England. Governor Bailey was speaking. He did speak, and price actually managed to start to sell slightly. And then eventually, obviously, it just melted from there. So that was a trade setup. Again, given out like that. Where are we? Right there. So yeah, and it ended up being a 301 pip trade from that area, which is absolutely fantastic. And you can see the same thing. Look, price action at the high of the fib, boom, break, came back, retested these areas, retested this area 3 times. So actually, I gave out this trade in November. You know, I give out trades. People only look at losers a lot of the time, but you know, I'm being honest with you, I do not get enough credit for good trades that I give out to people. And this was hundreds of pips, this trade here. Look, 500 pip trade I gave out there from this level. This was like a 30 pip stop loss I gave out this trade. Then I gave out this one in the previous in the Zoom call during this time here. So there was another one here. And just because I don't tell you enter now all the time, I've given out a Zoom call like this telling you, look at this area, wait for the Trinity alerts at this area, and then take your trade if you can. Obviously, if I see it, that's good, but I'm a human as well, just like everyone else. I'm going to miss some trades, but we're all different. So if you're focusing on these pair, and this is a good pair to focus on, so I can imagine people looking for GJ. There was a Trinity alert there. There was a trade there. I was even in other trades. I didn't even miss this trade. I was actually in GBP CHF, and I passed a funding account, so I was too much risk on GBP CHF, so I couldn't take this pair at that time on that account. I took it on another account, but very small. So yeah, there you go. I gave up this trade as well, and I gave up this one. So I gave up 3 sell trades on this pair in the last month and a half. So yeah, man, that's that pair there. Let's look at, again, the same thing with that when you're waiting for it to go to previous highs, and then look for a Trinity alert for a continuation of sell on GJ. Right now, of course, it's not at the previous high, so I'm not going to go and mark out all the previous high areas. You just wait for price action to get there. And when it does get there, again, you've got an automatic system that comes through and tells you, hey, price action is looking like it's weakening, which is the Trinity alerts. It's going to tell you, you know, there's a 15-minute break of structure there. Again, if you want to get in the 5-minute one so you can get an earlier idea, then you can get that just so you can see, oh, a 5-minute one's happened. Okay, let me wait for the 15-minute one or the hour one, and then I'll take the trade however you want to do it. GBP New Zealand, just shy of our target area. But again, I gave that out to every single person. Again, here, just so people can see. So if I go here, there's a new group right here. Where are we? GBP NZD here. So you can see I was telling everyone, look, it's getting close to the target area. I said, keep an eye on it for the M15 Trinity alert. And then let me go back here. And then the M15 Trinity alert came through there. So it was a bit of a slow one. But it came through here. Again, if you're seeing a Trinity alert like this, and this is where it confuses people, also part of the reason why, again, if you want to get the 5-minute alerts, it's good. A 5-minute alert would have happened up here. So you would have got the alert like here on the 5-minute chart. So you would have got a better stop loss. The 15-minute one came down here. But now when it came down here, as I teach you just on YouTube, even without the Trinity alerts, there was a break of structure right here on the 15-minute chart, as you can see, and then it pulled back exactly to that break of structure level. So you could have even had a pending order right here or a bit lower, just so you got in the trade. And now you've got a bit of a smaller stop loss. GBP New Zealand is a heavy ADR pair. So a lot of the time, you're going to have a big stop loss on like GN, GA, EA, EN. They've got like very big ADR ranges. So to get a tight stop loss, you've got to be trading like the 1 to 5-minute chart if you want to get a tight stop loss. If not, your stop loss can be very big on these pairs because they've got a huge ADR. So yeah, it was a nice trade setup. It was a 300 pip trade setup as well. So that was how many pips? I was like almost 200 pips on EJ, 300 pips on GJ, and 300 pips on this week. So like almost 900 pips on the free trades I gave out for everybody in that service. So that's that one there. Again, you're waiting for it to go back up to daily highs, and then you're looking at sells. Let's go back up here. I just want to go here and go back here and see how low this is. Yeah, you've got plenty of space on this. Plus, I don't know if they're going to go back down to this liquidity. If it does on the GBP pairs, then we're going to be hearing a lot of news about how GBP, again, is the same price as the USD. So I don't know if they are going to go back all the way down here, but this was the Bank of England that put a huge order in here when Truss was in power in the UK, and obviously she got kicked out. And this was the whole thing from when they made that little mini budget, and then the Bank of England said, hell no. And then they basically put a huge order in. So right now it seems like price is sniffing this liquidity here. And this is a liquidity all the way up into the monthly time frame. So without them going off, they might be trying to go back down, correct this, and then slowly bring it back up next year, rather than, because if they leave this at some point, they're going to have to come back and collect it. So it might make more sense for them to collect this quickly, you know, bear the brunt of all the negative news, and then now start to go back up in a proper correction, so they don't leave it there. Just as you've seen, look at this one here. Look at this wick, and then what do you see price action did here? See what I'm saying, my people? So yeah, it could just do that. So that's what we could be seeing. Okay, let's go here. Where are we? I'm just going to see if there's any questions. Cool. Before I continue, I'm on GBP right now. Anybody got any questions? So GU is the last one. Anyone got any questions? and I can answer any questions before I go on to the other pairs. GBP USD, we are looking at, like I said, here's the break of structure right here. So if it goes down here, then it's weakening. If not, then we're looking at a buyback up. So we kind of have to see. Here's the target level of where it might stop for a continuation of a buyback up. There is a FVG or imbalance or whatever you would like to call it right over here. So price action could be going back towards this level here. And then if you're looking at a sell from this level here, you can already see it as well right there. So I'll say here is your sell level, and then you've got even another one. I'll just put it from this wick. So you've got like here and here. So anywhere in between this level, we could be seeing a sell back down if it just pulls back up. So looking for that. Let's see, anyone got any questions? Anyone got any questions? Let me know. If not, I'm going to continue with the analysis. Hopefully everybody's enjoying the analysis so far. Trying to go as fast as possible so we're not stalling here. Boom, boom. Let's see. Okay, yeah. So NAS 100. This is something I am looking at buying if it does go, if it stays around this area. So this isn't a bad area right now because it's on the 0.786 on the Fibonacci. This is an old buy level as well, as we can see from here and here as well. So if the market sticks around this area here and gives me a 15-minute Trinity buy alert, I will more than likely be looking to catch a continuation of a buy of this. It's also cleared most of the imbalance right here. There was a whole huge imbalance on this massive big impulse candle. So it's like they wanted to clear that. But now what they've done with this massive reversal is they've left a huge wick. So these were two trades I gave out on this as well for the VIPs. You can see this massive buy here, which is a 5R trade. Then I gave out this one here, which was a 6.8, sorry, trade. I did give out as well. What am I trying to do? So this is this. Buy here, buy here. Did I want to see here? Okay. That should be fine. No, we'll just leave it like that. So yeah, I'm looking for the buy at this area right now. So yeah, we just got to kind of just see how price action plays out. And if we are going to get anything, that's what I wanted to do. Weekly chart. Yeah, so look at this huge liquidity that's left on the weekly. So again, if we do see price holding a level of support here, we can clearly see this is a huge buy level. They have pulled back through the weekly. This was a daily break of structure area, the weekly one, and it's also a weekly actually. So it's kind of both really. So you can see it was holding this level very strong. So if they do start to hold this level here strong now, this level, as we can see, this level here broke through, rejected, broke back down, but then did a huge buy. If they do hold this level, then we could be seeing a strong buy. So it's kind of one of those trades that you've got to be like, I'm going to try and take it and see what it does here if it wants to just buy off of this level. I don't like when they do this on Mondays. I prefer for them to kind of give us these reversals on like Tuesday, Wednesday preferably, but they literally could just sell this a little bit more and then boom, go and buy this pair. So yeah, we just have to pay attention to this one. This one is definitely something that could come and buy and then clear this liquidity they left with the CPI buy, and then they did a massive reversal on that day of CPI. So we just have to see what it does. But I'm looking for buys on that pair right now. So that's my most interesting pair I'm looking at a buyer right now is NAS 100. NZD CAD is just floating up here, so it's kind of really doing nothing right now. We're not really fussed about that because it's in a bit of an awkward place. NZD CHF has broken structure. It's got a 4-hour imbalance here, so it could go back up to this area and then give you a sell. Again, I've marked out the areas here and here, so you'd be looking at sell. So it is blue tagged, as in I could be looking at it for a sell. I will keep all the VIPs updated on that one, but it has broken weekly structure. Yeah, it's broken weekly structure as well. So again, it's one of those ones where, you know, look where it is even on the weekly chart. It's at the 618. So it might pull back down to here. It might not. It might just even still go up to the 50 and then pull back down and do what it needs to do. So right now, I'm still thinking this is more bullish than bearish. But again, it's one of those things you've got to take your chances on. That's why I said price action's in a very funny place. Usually in a week, it's like, oh, it's here. We're looking for buys. It's here. We're looking for sells. But right now, it's one of those ones where it's kind of in the middle of a few places. So it's like, yeah, is it a buy? Is it a sell? You got to kind of wait how the week develops. And it's funny how it's the week of Christmas as well. It's like this. So we just got to kind of see. NZD JPY, not paying attention because it broke its high. Don't care about that. NZD USD, still in a buy trend right now. And I've marked out these levels of interest. You can see all of them here. And then its target high is all the way up here, which it hasn't touched yet. So, which is this level here. And you can see these areas here are previous buy areas, especially this bit here. Even though this is a bit of a headline, there used to be a head and then a shoulder. We're just waiting to see what happens. So if price action comes back down towards this area, you can see these are huge buy areas, and that's what we're looking at right now. So I'm looking at these areas here on NZD, USD for buys. It's red and not blue, light blue for me, because it's a USD pair and I'm a bit skeptical of them. Like I said, some are buying, some are selling. I'm not too sure what's the situation with them right now. I personally think they're going to continue to buy. I think the sales they're doing now are just a bit of fake outs, because the trend was so strong in the buy. It's going to be hard for them to reverse it in this week of Christmas. That's what I think, but anything is possible in Forex. SPX. Now, this is gone back into a downtrend, but the weekly break of structure levels here, which is basically telling us there's a strong support level there. Also, as we can see here previously, there's strong supports here for continuation of a buy. So again, it's left the weekly, daily liquidity wick here, just so you can see what I'm saying. So it could just be finding a support, going back up and going to clear this straight away. This is a huge wick, and you don't usually see wicks like this not get cleared. Look at that. So even though it did the buy up here, it left a massive wick and it went to go clear it straight away in the weekly. So, and again here. So when it leaves massive wicks like that, it usually clears it pretty fast, these pairs, the indices. So I'm expecting buyers, I'm expecting price action to reverse and buy and take all the people trying to catch sells out. Again, nothing's impossible. They could go down to the low, but I still believe there's a strong idea that this price action could buy. And like I said, they're in weekly buy trends. So we could be seeing that. Same thing as Dow Jones. You can see the same thing, massive wick. It's gone to this area, it's rejected. This was the area that I did mark out for the sell. It wicked it straight away, perfect sell off of that area. But as you can see here, there was a buy level over here on the weekly. So you can see it on the daily chart. A bit better. There you go. So right now it's kind of broke through this level, but this is the weekly break of structure level. So if it holds this weekly break of structure level, gives you a Trinity alert off of this break of structure level, there's a good chance that price action could be going back up to clear the liquidity that came down there. USD CAD. Now here's the sell area that I did have marked out, so it's getting ready for it. So this is actually a good one. So if you're looking at currency pairs, this is actually a very good one that might continue to sell. Gave a bit of a fake out sell, you know, ended up losing this trade on my accounts, in fact, at first, and then I believe I caught another entry. I can't remember on this, can't remember. But yeah, the first entry I know for a fact I did lose it because it just wicked me out by a little bit. It was so ridiculous. It was just manipulation. There was kind of nothing you could do about it. And you can see how they played this week out. Usually I like to catch a nice reversal in the week, so it'll go up and then I'll just catch the reversal. But I got my entry here. My stop loss was above these highs, and then they just used news, boom, push me out just to go do the move straight away. So it's one of those things, and you can even see where my target area is. So yeah, it's one of those things. And then you can see how they kind of just held this whole area, went back. So it was very hard unless you got your entry right here and then held it above there. They played with you so much. There was like, what, 1 tap, 2 taps, 3 taps, 4 taps, 5 taps before doing a big move. So it was like on a 5th tap. So sometimes they're going to do that. And now they've pushed up a bit more, but it's ironic how they're pushing towards this area. So I believe that once it goes to this area, hopefully you could do it late New York. That'd be great. And then you could be looking for a reversal sell. So at the currency pairs, this is the most interesting currency pair for a possible sell trade setup for me right now, in terms of my setups, in terms of a neo trade setup, in fact, as well. So yeah, and we can see it might just be going to this level here, which is a strong rejection, obviously, as we can see from this candle right here. So we just pay attention to that, see what it does. USD Swiss franc, still waiting for it to reverse back round. It's in a weekly downtrend as well. So right now it did continue to sell. What are we looking at here? Let's see here. Yeah, price action's got a long way unless it goes into this area here again and then sells back down. Right now it's kind of in the middle of nowhere. So, and what I mean by in the middle of nowhere is like it could continue to sell. Obviously it's a long downtrend. So I would say, if anything, keep selling this pair until otherwise. The only time is otherwise is like what I drew here. I drew this so people can understand is that Price action will go down, it will come up, go down again, then come up, then go down, then go up. And that's what you can see. Look, boom, boom, boom. And this was before all of this happened. And what that means is that that's how I find my reversals in the market. I wait for it to basically form a structure, and then it will do a break of structure. So right now, if it was to break structure, the structure break would be here in the market. And this is what I'll be looking at. So it'd be breaking this area here. But when it breaks this area, I'm not taking a trade straight away. Remember that. I'm waiting for it to do this, break the structure, come back down, and then I'm looking for my trade setup to go up like this. And there's so much imbalance here. So if it is going anywhere and it does want to buy, it's going back up to like here because there's a huge imbalance here, basically. So that's what I'll do. So I'm not waiting. So it's look how long this is. So I might not see my trade until next year. You see, literally, I might not see my trade today, and that's how I trade. I'm just calm. But this is why I trade all the pairs, because just is what it is. I just wait. I call it the circle of pips. So just wait. So that's what I'm waiting on USD CHF. But for now, you look for sells on USD CHF. Same as USD JPY. Same as that thing. It's not on the low though, so it could still sell down. So I would say still look for continuations of sells on USD JPY. Again, this area here. So if it pulls into this area, start looking for your sells off of that area. You can see this is a strong rejection level. Start looking for yourself. So this one might sell straight away as well. So USD JPY, look for your sells. If this sells, then obviously AU, GU, all them will be buying. So if they do sell AU, GU and those lot, then this will start buying and vice versa. So yeah, wait for that. I'm trading this one here, this one here. Okay, here we go. Silver. So silver has not broken its structure yet. Its structure is down here. So right now you're still looking at buys, but again, if it goes all the way down here, here's your target level for your buys right now. So yeah, you just got to be patient. Your target level is right here, which would be the, let's change this round. Let me change this fib round. There you go, which would be the 0.382. You're looking at price action going towards there, and then a continuation of a buy, basically. But if it closes below this level, then yeah, it's starting to do that downtrend syndrome sort of thing. So we just have to wait to see what happens there. So for now, I'm looking at buys still on this if it goes towards any of these levels, and I will of course be notifying anybody in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory for that. And then when we go into gold right here, this was the level I spoke about. So it paid attention to this level twice this week, which is the level I did tell everybody, which was 1780. I did tell people, look for that. And then look what happened here. So you had a Trinity alert. This is the power of Trinity. So you had a Trinity alert right here. I already marked out the key levels. So as you can see, I marked them out here. And then 1781 was there, Trinity alert here. And then look at the massive trade that came through off of that level. And then we had another one here again, which you had a break of structure right over here, and then another buyback all the way up here. So you had two trades. There might have been one here on this, but again, even if you did get in here and your stop loss was below these lows, stop loss never actually got touched. If you did take that one and closed out, maybe because you didn't like the way it looked, but then you took the next ones, you still had it. So even if you got a fake out here, you still got this winning trade here. And of course you would have got this one here. And that was all in the space of the week on the levels that I put out in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. So yeah, that's pretty much all the pairs there, people. Anybody got any questions? Anybody got any questions at all? Any questions? Going over every single pair. The pairs I'm looking at. So these are all the pairs I'm looking at right now. Let me just go into US oil and check what it's doing. I think that was still still waiting for a break and retest for a buy in this. This could be the head right now. So there you go. So here's the neckline. So you're waiting for it to come back up, come back down, and come back up. So right now it's still a sell trend, US oil. I'm looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 possible trades. The ones I'm interested in the most in is NAS 100 and USD CAD. So currency pairs USD CAD, and then NAS 100 is the indice, I would say, interested in. Give it a sec. Let's see what they say. Question: do you anticipate taking any trades if the setup presents themselves during the next 2 weeks? Only the next week, not the next 2 weeks. The next week. Like I said, Christmas is on a Sunday, so I don't know. I haven't traded when Christmas is on a Sunday. I don't think. Yeah, I haven't. So I don't know if the market could be normal this week because it's on a Sunday. So yeah, we just have to see where it is. And the market ain't open on Sunday, so they've got no reason to not move the market if they want to. Do you know what I mean? Volatility might be a bit less, but they can still trade. Like I said, the best thing for you to do is just lower your risk. That's the best thing for you to do if you are going to trade this week. Just lower your risk. Don't try and over risk any of your trading setups. Just leave it for what it is, I would say. You take it. Well, like I said, the only two trades I'm really looking at is a NAS 100 buy and a USD CAD sell for now. Obviously, that's how I'm seeing the market now. As the market starts to move, I might start to see a better setup. But again, USD CAD sell, that's the only Neo type trade setup that's coming up right now. And NAS 100 buy is a Neo type buy. So again, that's what I'm looking at. Yeah, so yeah, so anybody got any other questions? Don't be shy, people. Ask the questions if you have. If you got any questions, I know NK, you ain't got no questions for me. I know that, man. If you got anything, you just hit me up in the DM, bro. So I know that's cool. Anybody else got any other questions? Yeah, Andy as well. This week was a mad week as well. I wanted to tell you, so don't feel hard done by what you said in the Red Pills group. It was a mad week, and right now I'm testing my expert advisor. I've created an expert advisor that takes trades over certain positions. So I'm trying to get fully automatic trading as well on an account. And I just bought a 5K account just to test it on because it lets you trade probabilities better. And I wanted to be live trading, not just like on a demo. I actually took the money, bought a 5K, my Forex funds account. I said, yeah, just whatever, see what happens. And it was good. It went up 2% in 2 days, which was fantastic. I was like, oh, this is good. And then it was the Wednesday, it was the transition from Wednesday to Thursday. No, Thursday. Thursday is where it started to go pear-shaped. It just went wrong. All the news, it kept just like EA bought like 400 pips. Yeah, it happens. Oil's a bit of an odd one. I don't actually trade oil. I know people like looking at it, but I don't trade it. But if you was to trade it, honestly, probably try trading it with a Neo trading setup. I'm gonna look at that to see how it respects it. That's why I put it on here now. I want to see if it respects the Neo setup because I don't trade it, but I whacked it on there just to see. Do you trade silver frequently? Yes, I do actually trade silver just as much as I trade gold, but I trade gold. Well, I trade gold more, should I say? Um, but silver, yeah, it's a very good pair to trade as well because you can trade silver with a very small account and make a lot of money. If you got 1 to 500 leverage, $500 in an account or 250 even, you can trade a 0-1, and if you get a good few pips, you can make like $100 in your trade. Like it's crazy, but you got to get the good trade setups. I wouldn't scalp it because it moves a bit frantic sometimes. But if you can catch a good clean setup on it, like I said, for me, a Neo trading setup where I would catch a trade that I would hold for a day or two, then yeah, you'd make a lot of money on it, even with a small account. So yeah, I would trade that. Any other questions, people? Any other questions? Any other questions? Yeah, definitely. Like I said, you can trade on a small account, but be careful because what happened, like I said, I like to level with people. I'm very transparent. I put it on the EA, and why the EA is good, yeah, compared to us trading normally, EAs in general, is that if you actually trade EAs, if you do figure out a good enough one, like I said, I create strategies anyway. So you will start to actually see why, certain things, like I say, is that, oh, your strategy is not your problem, but you don't realize that the market doesn't actually give you your trade setup as often as you think you do see it. And if you back test something like through a bar replay, you're like, oh yeah, cool, cool, cool. No, put that in a live market like over a period of a year, and you'll see that your strategy works, but again, you might end up losing 7 trades in a row before you get the winner sometimes, and then 4 trades, and then you could win 3 trades and then lose 2 trades, and then that's how it works sometimes. It's not always as beautiful as it will seem sometimes when you just back test something. So it's kind of just is what it is. And what I noticed is that silver, basically, it takes too much money off of your account if you get it wrong. So I've taken it personally off of my expert advisor, silver and gold, on that one because it was just taking too much money. It was my biggest loss after when I told you Thursday hit. I ended up losing at 1% just on silver and gold. when I would have only lost like 0.5% on everything else, or 0.75. Do you get it? So yeah, that's the thing with it. So like I said, I'm just trying to be very honest with you, mate. So yeah, be careful with those. Like I said, if I was strictly trading them, that's different. If I was strictly trading them on my own account, perfect expert advisor account, whatever, that's different. Yeah, it's fine. Like I've got a strict gold account that I trade on. But again, if you try and do all sorts of stuff, yeah, you just lose money, man. What's your thoughts on accelerated account my Forex funds? And none of them are any good. None of them are any good, those ones. The best ones are valuation. I've done all the maths with it. Me and my brother have spent hours. Like if you guys could understand the conversations me and my brother have, my older brother, we both do Forex in it. I was doing it before him. I brought him into it. But I'm telling you, he phoned me even whilst we were on the Zoom to talk about Forex, I'm sure. And I'm telling you, we broke down all the maths on it, bro. And it's just no good, man. It's no good, those accelerated accounts, because they don't give you enough margin to trade with, and you're just not making any good money. Like in the same amount of time you're going to make any good money with those accounts, you could get a 100K account and make much more money. So it's just not worth it. I wouldn't advise it to anybody. It's a good way to tell people, yeah, get money now, but they're just not giving you enough drawdown margin in any day to make anything. And they take like 80% of your money or something weird like that, or something mad. I remember something crazy. Anyway, they take of your money. So yeah, it's pointless. I will tell you that. The market guru from the market, yeah. So it's another day. Yeah, that's how it is, man. That's how it is. Like, if you really want to be a professional trader, that don't even, I would honestly tell people, if you really want to be a professional trader, don't even look at trying to say, yeah, I'm going to make this much money at the end of the month and all of this stuff. Yeah, it's good to have that as like a vision board type goal, but realistically, you just got to take whatever the market gives you. If it gives you, you know, let's say it gives you, 10K at the end of this year, then I'm talking 2023, then take it for what it is. If it gives you 100K, then it gives you 100K. If it gives you 1K, it gives you that. If it gives you 1K loss, 2K loss, you just got to take it for what it is. Your next day never defines your previous day in trading. You can define that by how you accept what the market's doing, sort of thing. Anybody else got any other questions or anything like that? Any other questions whilst we're here? Any other questions? I'll take it off. No other questions. All right. If there's no other questions, I'm going to end the Zoom here. Okay, Merry Christmas then, people. Yeah, and we'll just see how the market goes. I'm going to end it here anyway. This Zoom is going to go on YouTube for everybody. Literally, it'll be titled a bit different, so people actually watch it. If I'd say market analysis, like 10 people watch the thing. Nobody wants to listen to it, but yeah, all right, we'll just leave it there, man. That's okay, man. That's all good. Hopefully we can catch something. Like I said, it's a bit of a funny week, so be very easy with your risk this week. I would not, like, I'm being deadly serious with you guys and girls. Be very careful with your risk management this week. Sorry, don't try and over risk it or do anything. Just stay chilled. It doesn't look like a clean market to me, like I said so far. So yeah, just see what it is. All right, people, take care, have a good one, and I'll see you in the hours.